Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Caves of Khud, where today we are Golgotha bound. I'm a little worried about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe we should take a little bit of a look around first. To be perfectly honest with you, I know nothing about, the content of it or anything. It's just the name. The name bums me the hell out. I just don't want to go to a place that's called Golgotha. So hold on, what else do we got going on here? Apparently, Khatum, the bygone seat of Widowmakers, is here in this water, rotted by the salt water and flooded by Svai's gushes. Here stretches the ancient city-state where windowmakers plied their craft in isolation. Apparently, you can't make windows just anywhere. People barge in, there's always car chases and stuff going through the factory, people are carrying big panes of glass, they get smashed, to say nothing of the fruit stands outside. It's just a nightmare. So they made this city in the middle of the river? This is a river, yeah? I mean, let's go over there, right? We have a quest. We have a quest to go there. I'm fairly sure. There's also Hagalil. There's the computerized Mother Ithrapur gift. That is a thing to be concerned about. And it seems... Oh, okay. Down here at the bottom of the screen, there was a mention of a level... Something about a level-dependent reward with this Golgotha quest. Apparently, do it below certain levels to get extra rewards. The fact that there's an extra reward below level 18 suggests that level 18 is about where the Golgotha thing is easy, and not to be a great big coward or anything, but maybe that means we shouldn't go there till we're level 18. What does everybody else think of that idea? So where are we? Where's Hagalil? Have we seen Hagalil? Hold on. Historic sites. No. Lairs? What do we know about... Okay, we know about the locations of some people. The ruins there. It's a settlement, right? No, we just have no idea where Hagalil is. So, I guess... Okay, I guess we can't do that until we have some kind of knowledge. And we know what all of the other markers on our map are, right? That's the fort. This is the Alark Anulus Snapjaw Fort. That's not even marked. It's just like a little bit of hill in the top right of the tile. Yeah, okay. I guess let's go for a great big swim. I'm a little worried about traveling in the water. Okay, apparently it's fine. Never mind, nothing to be concerned about. Alright, we're just gonna go right in. We have lots of tools for fleeing. Uh-oh, that gave me 1,000 XP. That suggests that it might be kind of a high-level thing, right? Alright. Oily crab friend, how are you still oily in all this water? What is that? It's a water bat. It's some kind of aquabat. It's a dilute salty juice sap and a member of the icicle-born brood. It sheathes itself in filmy wings and brandishes an ionized proboscis. Proboscis, right? Here's the thing. I brandish a huge brain laser. Kabam! 160 HP, or XP. Whoa! What have you done? Normality gas. Gas molecules arrange along the ley lines of this plane to form an aeriform mesh. Objects on orthogonal trajectories are netted and shunted back toward their planar homes. Interesting. What kind of creature are you? A nullbeard. So he fires a cone of normality gas in case you're from another plane to force you back to your home. I am from this plane, sir, as is my giant brain laser. Oh, he lives. Oh, the coward. Wow, I'm really not killing him. He's taking a lot of damage, too. It's not like we're not hitting him. This is my last charge, if I'm not mistaken. No, we have one more. Okay. And I mean, we can just travel through normality gas with no big problems, right? I'm from here. I'm allowed to be on this plane. I am licensed for existence on this plane. Uh-oh. First of all, Crab Friend has gotten in the way of the laser beam. Secondly, we got Disciples up in the corner there. What is this? A glow-white cultist of Agilgut. Beneath the umbra of a stinking robe, flesh smears over the bones of a boy who surrenders his body to the metamorphic Newman. And is this just... yeah, Novice of the Sightless Way. Okay, totally familiar dude, that one. Hold on. Are these guys not even hostile? Am I shooting these guys for no reason? No, they're totally hostile. I don't know why Crab Friend doesn't seem to be interested in fighting him. Well, I mean, the good news is... oh no! Friend Crab, wait. Oh. The Novice of the Sightless Way sundered his mind. Oh, this is a very sad day indeed. And also, all of my swords are just on the ground now. I'm gonna go get my swords real quick. Interact in place. Can I... I mean... I'm gonna take all, and then I'm gonna run. I'm gonna shoot a laser backward. Never mind, I don't have any laser charges. These guys are rated average relative to us. You know what? Have you heard the good word of why you shouldn't stab me to death? There you go. Ow, my mind. They're always sundering my mind. I hate it so much. It's just like, hey man, get a job, you know? Sundering people's minds probably is his job. Okay, we're just gonna zap this dude with our bow. And our bow skill is... we are definitely better at shooting people with our bow than we used to be, just because our agility keeps going up as we level. Oh dear. I hit a fancy one up there somewhere. There's definitely a fancy enemy. Okay. Killed that one. Killed that guy with a big critical hit. You're the friendly guy, right? I wish that your... yeah, I wish that your friendly followers were a little bit more clearly marked out. Ooh, silver nugget. That's got to be good trade. Don't think I'm going to take any of the rest of his stuff. Human corpse, 200 pounds. What? Well, like, all of his fluids and stuff are out. Surely that should reduce the weight. I'm out of laser charges again. And I'm still not, like, that good with the bow. But we are outside. Like, it's really easy to charge it, so I'm just kind of hitting it. Okay, what is this dude's deal? He's a legendary. Fodori, the Scient Agilgut Firebrand and member of the Icicle-born Brood. Loved by the Brood, of course, hated by trees for refusing them entrance to a local library. That's not really his fault. I don't want to interpose myself in a conflict that clearly is older than I am, but he's not the reason that you couldn't get into the library. Your trees. You know? And then he's just gonna walk right over to me like he thinks he can just walk right over to me like that? Well, I'm gonna menace him with my very impressive stare. Okay, he backed off. Every time we do menacing stare now, I wanna back up after I press the button, because people don't always run away when it says they're scared. Try to make sure we're using our laze charges and stuff in such a way as to not accidentally kill our follower. It'd be cool if we could, like, keep him around, you know? Although, there's always a risk with the bow, because I have very little control over where the projectile goes. Yep, I definitely shot my dude in the back there. He's fine. Wow, he's really scared. I'll save you, cult friend. I'm having a really hard time saving cult friend. God damn this bow. Well, the good news is I'm consistently hitting further north than I intend, so if I keep shooting at this bat, eventually I'm going to kill the legendary. Okay, laze charge, finally. There we go. Alright, we got him. Trees love everything about what I just did. So he's got some interesting stuff. A failed energy relay. Hold up. First of all, what is this sun veil? What's the deal with this thing? A veil cut from a thin, flame-retardant fabric worn by the Issachari nomad tribes. Yeah, get. Take that. And then he's got some leather boots, which are presumably made for walking. A folded carbide wrist blade, which is short blades. Yeah, makes sense. I think I'm happy with my weapon. a floating glow sphere, which weighs 1 pound, but we know sells for quite a bit, so I'll take an extra one of those. And then our dead buddy, yeah, okay. So let's take a moment here and check out this failed energy relay. Is it just a scrap item? It is not. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Well, let's disassemble our scrap while we're looking at it here. Okay. 278 pounds. Pretty bummed out about the loss of my crab friend. He was getting pretty powerful, it felt like. This is why I was leery of going to Golgotha. This is just what happened when we fought some random bats. Imagine the things that could happen to us in a place with a name like that. Let's have a look at this shrine right here. Ithrapur III, I've heard of that guy. In 3889 BR, Ithrapur III won a decisive victory against the combined forces of Suazotara at the bloody Battle of Turamar Dune, although he lost his prize to Bulbeka during the course of the conflict. As a result of the battle, Turamar Dune was so rife with electric arcs, it was renamed Coiled Quagmire. That's pretty cool. Also, why is Bulbeka... I guess that must be the colors that Bulbeka was. Yeah, you know, we'll just go recover Bulbeka. No big deal. We don't know anything about it, where it is, what it does. That is an irritable palm. You know, most trees like me. Look at this tree. Look how much it likes me. We'll just stay away from the irritable palm. I'm sure it won't be a problem. A door that is graffitied, perhaps? Indeed. Take a seat there. Alright. This door goes nowhere. This is literally just a door to some water. Alright. I'm gonna smash this bat. Ooh. What happened? Hold on. A ribbon of electricity leaps from 2 chem cells, a metered chem cell, and an electrobow in your person to the juice sap. Oh, he's drinking my juice! That's why he's called a juice sap, because he's all up in my juice. Shoot him with a laser. Shoot him with a second laser. He exploded. I took 20 damage. Okay. I see. So he's gonna drink up all the juice, and then he's gonna be all charged up with juice energy, and if you shoot him at that point, he detonates. So a bad time, essentially, is what was had. The good news is, there's no reason for us to be here anymore. Oh my. I have been frozen, negative 545 temperature points, and that's just a Trogdor. You can't fool me, I see that. I've seen a Trogdor or two in my day, and this is a Trogdor as hell. Dawn Glider and a member of the Icicle-born brood. I guess it was going to happen eventually, right, that we would get frozen by an Icicle-born brood guy. Temporal Fugue, can I do this while I'm frozen? It's just, right, it's very cold where I am. Well, maybe they will serve as a distraction. Our temperature is rising rapidly. Maybe they will serve as a distraction to our enemies. Actually, it seems like most of the enemies that might be coming for us have also frozen in the thing. No, maybe not. Alright, well, I'm almost unfrozen. I died. I was killed. I don't even... 23 cold damage from the Rhymewick. I don't even really know what happened. You know, that's very disappointing. That character was so powerful. The most advanced artifact in your possession was that missile. You remember how you were carrying around an armed missile? Yeah, that thing. Okay, so as far as I could tell, I never had any chance of surviving that, right? Like, it seemed like... wow, apparently it makes a note of every book you read throughout the entire game. We did so much... Look at all the stuff we did. As far as I could tell there, as soon as we saw... The turn that we saw the monster that could freeze us, it froze us. And then we died before we unfroze, and there was just nothing I could do about that. I guess I could have... What could I have done? I could have, maybe... I mean, I did my Temporal Fugue. It did not help. No, I was frozen. The only thing I could have done, I think, while frozen, is use a use a mental mutation, but we didn't have any that would have done anything there. Well, that's just disappointing as hell. Alright, I'm going to need to create a new character. I think it's probably about time we create a new character. I'm very sad. Well, okay. I feel like we got some good information there. We learned a lot about sort of the shape of the game. I'm trying to think of what we could do here that would be interesting and different. Because we could just build that same guy again and probably have a pretty similar level of success, although obviously the actual game world around us would be quite different. But I don't really know what I'm looking for here. Let's, we're just going to progress past this screen. We're going to go look at the mutations, then we're going to come back. What could we possibly do to have prevented the thing that just happened to us? Or to have gotten out of it, even. Hey, what about time dilation? No, wait, not time dilation. Isn't there a time thing that, like, lets you go back in time a little bit? What was that called? Maybe I'm imagining things. Precognition? No, not precognition. Maybe I'm thinking of precognition. I thought there was a thing where you could go back in time a small number of turns. Maybe I'm just thinking of the way that precognition sort of effectively makes that happen when you when it ends. Ego projection probably wouldn't have helped. You know, force bubble or force wall could have saved us potentially. Man, it's just like getting hard frozen in a several square wide block of ice is tough to deal with. A mental attack barrier would not have saved us. Pyrokinesis? We could have tried just warming up the area we were in. I could have teleported. If I had the ability to teleport, I could have teleported. Ooh, we could be the Mind Sunderer. It does seem cool. It does seem like a really useful thing. Invoke a concussive force in a nearby enemy, throwing enemies back, or in a nearby area, throwing enemies backward and stunning them. I mean, that's interesting. Maybe we should go more physical again? I'm actually pretty torn here. The multiple legs was cool. Maybe we just get all the limbs. What if I was all limbs all the time? You know what I might do here? I might go off camera, screw around a little bit with the build here, and come back. I think that's what we're going to do. So there's going to be a quick jump cut, and then I will be back with new ideas. Okay, here's what I've come up with. And this probably looks a little bit different than the thing I was talking about at the end of that last clip. So let me explain to you how I got to here. I was looking at all of the mutations and trying to figure out, like, what's our good escape tool? What can we take so that if we get surrounded by bugs or we get frost spelled in the middle of a river or something, we can just escape for sure. And all of the options that looked like they might be interesting in that direction, I tried thinking about like different builds with time dilation and stuff, and I realized if we try to build in such a way as to refine basically the strategy that I was using with that last character, we're going to end up with a substantially similar build. And there's still so much weirdness out there in this game world that I decided to trash that whole idea and just try to play something that's like very, very different from Nymoon. Even though Nymoon was awesome, and I very much enjoyed being him. So I went in the other direction about as hard as I could here, as you can see. So this character is a true kin. Our subtype is Praetorian. I chose Praetorian because Praetorian, first of all, gets to start with some pretty cool stats. As you can see here, our stat array is very good for physical stuff. And also because Praetorian starts with actual combat skills. That's a thing we haven't really done yet. We haven't built a character who has real combat skills. So you start with long blade proficiency and bow and rifle on the Praetorian, and then of course because we're Truekin, we're getting bonus skill points every level, and we're just going to try to develop into a character who tries to win through being competent rather than one who tries to win through being weird, which is about as different from the last thing we were doing as we could possibly be. I will say I'm very disappointed about Nymoon's death, and we're probably going to play a character who is substantially similar to Nymoon again at some point in the future. Probably the fairly near future, because I was having a really good time. But let's keep exploring the breadth of what we have here before we dig too deep into the depth, right? So, high strength, high agility, high toughness, reasonable intelligence in case we want to pick up like one level of Tinker or something like that. I couldn't exactly remember the stat thresholds for the Longblade skills. I think I remember that it was mostly strength with some agility backup. So I tried to build for that a little bit. Willpower, I left it at 0 so that we're not too vulnerable to mental attack, and then I figured we could tank our ego pretty low and probably be okay. We'll see if this comes back to bite us with merchant prices and stuff. And then the stabilizer arm locks. So because I went more strength than agility to try to be better at using long blades, I took stabilizer arm locks as our cybernetic, because what these do is they treat your agility as though it was 6 points higher for the purposes of ranged weapon accuracy. So we should have still pretty good hit chance with our melee weapons, but also we should be like a total deadeye with our ranged weapons. And hopefully we can hopefully we can turn this into something. Hopefully I can actually survive combat. And we've taken so much more toughness here than we usually do. We're starting with 20 HP. I'm hoping over the course of the run that's going to end with us being very, very strong. So, let's step in here. And I did enjoy starting in a random village in the hills. I think we probably want to keep experimenting with our starting location. The desert canyons teach wayfaring, which will mean we don't get lost very often. And I mean, like, base wayfaring seems like a fine skill. The Issachari banner doesn't really seem all that useful. I wonder if the fasting way would be really good. And then obviously, like, Harvestry has its benefits, and who doesn't love Crocussins? They're very fine shoes. I think, let's start in a random village in the Desert Canyons. We're gonna take Wayfaring. This character feels to me a little bit like the lone protagonist of, like, a post-apocalyptic, not quite a Mad Max, but more of like a wandering gunslinger, sort of a Western post-apocalypse feel. I think that's the direction we're going in. Oh, and we are absolutely generating a random name. I have so far really enjoyed the random names. Alright, so let's see what this starting village is like. We embark for the Caves of Kud. On the 18th of Tishru Iux, you arrive at the village of Darsitum. And then, of course, the Spindle, etc. So, let's have a look around Darsitum. We're already seeing new things. Also, we have a weird, like, Roman soldier kind of look to our character model. There's a zealot. There's a warden chugs in the sun. A kufia wrapped around his neck and face protect against poisoned salt. Is there a lot of poisoned salt for us to worry about out here? A concern. And then, of course, you got your Equimax, and over here, Hifat, who is a smart Equimax, one assumes. Well, let's go and, before we go and introduce ourselves, let's have a look at our inventory. So we have a chem cell, some food cubes, a whole lot of torches. Wow, we get to start with slender chainmail, that seems alright. And a jewel-encrusted steel shield. A steel longsword, wow, we have some good stuff. Praetorian's cloak, what is... Okay, this is just communicating to us color, the fact that Praetorian is colored that way. What is a fidget cell? Spinning the stanic cuboid about any of its axes of rotation generates a pinch of resistance. A wrist strap and gyroscopic frame enable the cell to absorb and store its wearer's kinetic energy. Retains charge when worn or held in hand much more quickly while in combat. It doesn't... It's a fuel cell? It's a way of converting kinetic energy into fuel? And we're just wearing it because that's how we were charging it? So I guess if we had a thing to power, that would be cool. Decent sword... A totally jewel-encrusted steel shield. Plus 100 reputation with water barons, but also if we find another shield, we can sell this one. And a desert rifle is actually a pretty damn good starting weapon. 9 penetration, 1d8? Okay. I think we're going to be pretty good at the part of the game where we have to kill 100 snapjaws. And then leather boots. A single salve injector. A whole bunch of water. Okay. What are these things? What am I looking at here? A carved diptych. A narrative is confined to the etched boundaries of this stone, to the reductive duality of its form. This object is a monument to a scene from the history of the village. In 748 AR, Issachari raiders settled in Darsatum, unseating the boosterbot colonists and imposing statues in support of attacking the act of procreating. That's not... Boy, that's going to prevent your village from thriving in the long term, don't you think? This one, in 730 AR, boosterbots settled in Darsatum, unseating the mayor and imposing statues in patronage of attacking... Wait, are we... So we're all kind of against the act of procreating. The Issachari showed up here and were like, yo, these robots are right. Getting laid sucks. It's totally for losers. But obviously we're going to teach them how to do it right. How to not get laid right. Hey, Warden Chugs in the Sun. I'm looking for work. Do you have any more work? Talk to Havat or Viceroy Drinks by Quicksalt Chugs on Fire the Shrewd. Apparently you can acquire a lot of names based on how you drink things in this village. Let's do a quick water ritual. So, Darsatum likes us, Hermits don't like us, We do not have enough reputation, sadly, to, we need more Warden reputation before he'll teach us stuff. Okay, we could take the Stilt quest as well. What waits for me there? Very well, I will make the journey to the Stilt. Maybe, we'll see. Also, I'm curious about... Okay, you have nothing to trade. Nothing that I want, certainly. Let's have a chat with this person. Hey there, is there work around here? Live and drink, friend. I have a stint for you. A short while ago it was brought to my attention that there's a godly bloated leech corpse nearby in a snapjaw fort. For my own collection of bloated leech corpses, I guess? Procure it and I'll pay for your service. Okay. I will do that for you. It seems like a wild... Okay, no, I'm not judging. I'm not here to judge, is the thing. Let's trade. You have nothing to trade. Right, you're an Equimax. You're not even wearing pants. Where would you keep things to trade? Is that a crib? No thanks. I don't wish to sleep in the crib. No, it's just a 4-post. I mean, it looks like a crib to me. And that's like a lounging, sturdy armchair next to a low mensa. It's scratched on top where a pestle splintered the wood. Also, what is that up there? Is that a cot? It is a folding cot. Okay. So we're still looking for the government here. I like the double doors. There's a dromad. Dadum the dromad merchant. Okay, no big surprise. He wants us to go talk to the Viceroy. How about trade? You got some interesting stuff for me? We don't actually have lead slugs in our inventory. We should probably buy all of this guy's lead slugs, right? And then he has a lot of artifacts, which we don't really have the ability to buy. He has a glow sphere. I wish I had taken note of what our glow sphere looked like. I mean, obviously I didn't know I was going to die. But it seems like glow spheres are so much more expensive than torches. They must be... I don't know. Let's not try to buy the glow sphere for right now. I would like to see what is painted on this sword. A scene from the life of Reshef. At Starfarer's Quay, Reshef consulted with mysterious strangers and learned the secrets of the Gyre. By cause of the misdeeds of the Elder Sads and Sultans, star beings had levied a curse on Cud. Reshef vowed to make right from this wrong and redeem our doomed world. Hey, that's nice of him. Okay, and that needs a bunch of scrap and garbage, and we should probably have a basic toolkit, and it's not like they're expensive to buy. You know, just in case we do end up dismantling stuff. Who knows if we ever will. But it's cheap and it weighs almost nothing. Yeah, so offer. I will, in fact, pony up 3 drams of water. I think that's fine. I think those are things we ought to have. Are you the Viceroy? Indeed. Welcome to the village of Darsatum, adventurer. We are a clan who venerate attacking the act of procreating, and detest those who profane the Issachari raider colonists. Yeah, Here's the thing. I have water. I do not wish to drink of your fresh water, but you can drink of mine. How about some of that? So he could teach me to make cooked plasma and spice. That seems like a bad idea. She, apparently, water sister. No, that's cool. If we get a little bit more reputation... Alright, let's maybe see if we could do this, if we could ask her to join us. So I'm gonna not do anything that lowers our reputation here now. We'll do whatever quest she asks of us. We'll get our reputation above 200, and we'll see if we can get her to join us. My services are available if you have work to offer. Are you acquainted with the venerable door at Zinc Shalil? It is an angelic relic to us. Often we make pilgrimages to open it and contemplate attacking the act of procreating. They sure do love that. It would be a blessing if you would do it yourself. What do you say? I will, in fact, do that thing. I will open the venerable door, as you ask. It's just a door, to be clear? Okay, sure, I'll do that. These people are weird. This is a weird village. Of all the villages that we've been to, I think this is maybe one of the weirder ones. Just seeing if there were any more buildings around. I mean, there is a staircase right outside of town? Okay, I mean, let's check it out, right? So hold on, I have an open... Oh no, okay, this is not a buckler, it's a real shield, so you have to hold it in your hand. So if I go downstairs, it's probably going to be real dark, right? Yeah. Let me have a look at our skills before we go on any further here. So we started with bow and rifle, steady hands. So our agility is treated as though it's incredibly high. And the ability to draw a bead. Spend a turn drawing a bead, and then your shots are more accurate. Doesn't seem necessary, probably. Whenever you fire a two-handed weapon at a target in melee range, you attempt to kick the target backwards. That's cool. That's a cool thing that we have the ability to pick up. And we're going to have a lot of use for skill points right away. We also have long blade proficiency, which is +1 penetration, but -2... Oh, we have stances, right? Aggressive stance makes us more likely to penetrate, but less likely to hit. Defensive stance gives us +2 DV. I think we're likely to... I mean, our penetration's probably pretty good right now. Hitting is probably more important than penetration while we're fighting like early enemies who have bad armor. So I think we'll probably walk around in defensive stance a lot. And then with our shield we have block, so 50% chance you block one melee attack per round. So add the shield's armor bonus to your armor value bonus to your armor value for that attack. You know, it strikes me that maybe I was misunderstanding this. I was thinking that you had to hit your block chance to have a chance for the shield to increase your armor value, but maybe the shield always gives you its armor value, and then when you hit the block roll, you get its armor value a second time? We can test this in a second here when we unequip our shield. The shield slam lets you attempt to knock an opponent down and deal strength modifier d4. Our strength modifier is 3, plus your shield's AV bonus in damage. Your opponent gets a chance to resist as a strength save. Whenever you charge an opponent with a shield equipped, you get a free shield slam. So charge. Like there are so many skills in the game that we have never made use of. Charge is tactics, right? Yeah. Okay. We need skill points. We need like a lot of skill points. Well, let's try not to die then. Okay, so current armor value 4. So yeah, we're definitely not just passively getting the armor value of our shield. Let's remove this and equip a torch. And we'll just have a look around down here. We may not want to get too deep in, but a little bit of combat would level us up a couple of times very quickly. So that's Jilted Lover, right? We don't want to walk adjacent to that. Is that wall graffitied or is it made of something weird? No, it's just a wall of rock salt. Alright. Enemy. So, the Desert Rifle can hold 3 shots at a time. Man, it's a good gun. We should be okay at just melee striking, right? I hit for 2 entire damage. Yeah, we're tearing him up. I maybe don't need to be... Oh no, the The desert rifle can hold 6 shots. I just only started owning 3 bullets. And it seems like there's not really a reason to be careful with your ammunition. It seems like there's a lot of bullets around. Oh, I'm a little worried about this. These are small boulders. We must be wary. There could be baboons in the area. One of those damned vines. I think these vines are maybe some of the most dangerous early enemies. Just like they deal damage to you very quickly, and because they can do it from such a range, you are not necessarily going to notice that you are taking damage the first time they hit you. It makes a sound, but it's quite a quiet sound. That's a glow crow, just your standard everyday glow crow. That is a tough pig, right? I mean, our rifle's really powerful. That was 15 damage. What skills do I have right now? I can shield slam him. Let's try shield slamming him. Also, I should be walking around with defensive stance up. Alright, shield slam. Right, I don't have my shield on. So am I in defensive stance? I hit space on it. I assume that I'm... not clear. So we have a move speed of 100. We have no idea what this pig's move speed is. I'm just going to stand still and shoot him again. Okay, he bit us for not that much, and he's very badly wounded. Okay. Well worth the trouble. 150 XP pushes us up to a new level where we gained 98 skill points. So, whenever you fire a two-handed weapon at a target in melee range, I'm assuming all rifles are two-handed, right? Maybe we should just pick up kickback now, because it seems like it could be really useful. Tactics would give us access to hurdle immediately. We'd still be a while off of charge, though. I'm gonna take kickback now, because I don't think we really want to be in melee with people all the time, necessarily. I want the ability to wiggle out of melee. And then, yeah, I guess we could look at ourselves. Okay, when we look at ourselves, we can see we are in defensive stance. So I wonder, when you play Truekin, are new implants as rare as they have seemed to us to be so far, or... Because in all the time we've been playing, we saw one additional... Oh, hey, the kickback totally worked. We've seen one additional implant, right? Giant amoebas are having a hard time actually dealing damage to us, which is nice. Yeah, that desert rifle is... So I'm assuming that little animation that's playing, that's happening every time we land our kickback. Seems pretty good, man. I got critically hit? No, something else got critically hit. A dog is fighting this kudzu. I will help. Hooray. We did it. Good work, dog. I mean, it doesn't seem necessary. I don't think that plant was going to harm anybody. So, we are... I mean, we got a quintuple penetration on one of the shots against that one of those amoebas. We are actually a really good fighter. Let's try sticking to melee a little bit. I'm just trying to like keep an eye on what's going on here down in our combat log. It seems like we are up to the task of melee combat with the types of enemies you encounter this early in the game. A little curious. Okay, it's just going to be like this. I'm not going to bother trying to veer off screen then. We saw the stairs down. We can just stairs down. I'm really curious what we might find just outside the village. Theoretically, it can't be too dangerous, right? Because it's just outside of the village. Alright, so many an Equimax. Perhaps a group of creatures that we could run to if we get in trouble. Oh, that's that Electrovine, isn't it? Aloe Volta. Okay, do not touch the Electrovine. An important lesson gleaned through real-life experiences. Although, you might argue, one that should have been more obvious to me than it was. Alright, we're having a hard time here. The combat in this game is very, you miss a lot. Everybody seems to miss a lot. It's much easier to get your defensive stats up than it is to get your offensive stats up. Slipped on the slime, trying to enter its space. Okay, so we're seeing, like... seeing enemies that I recognize as being relatively dangerous right away here. Which is kind of a good sign, because we're leveling up very, very quickly. I mean, do we want to spend stats again? Or skills again? We did get a stat point as well. Yeah, where's my, So we need to get to 25 agility to have, like, the fancier fire stuff. But 19 agility gives you a lot of options. So 25 would get us beacon fire, which is just an upgrade to surefire. So is this... fire to marked target. For each penetration, target bleeds 1 point, and then wounding fire is upgraded to disorienting fire. Yeah, okay. So these are all these 25 agility abilities are just upgraded versions of the other stuff. Okay, that's interesting. So we don't necessarily need to push our agility any higher to be a good gunslinger. So I'm kind of thinking we lean in on actual sword skill, which is to say strength. Although I notice now that we improve our defensive stance with agility. So dueling stance gives us plus hit chance. Improved aggressive stance increases the hit penalty, which is a shame. I mean, dodge value is fine. It's unreliable mitigation, right? And then for this, we need 29-23 or 23-29. Okay. So... plus strength is maybe not actually necessary. We have enough strength to be good at killing people with melee weapons. And maybe we want to just focus on agility from here? We want to get to 23 agility, ideally, anyway. We know that we will, at some levels, get +1 to all skills, or +1 to all stats. What are the intelligence breakpoints on Tinker? We don't necessarily need to be a great Tinker, but I'd love to have Tinker 1. Tinker 1 is 19 intelligence. That said, intelligence is more skill points, and it does seem like skill points are our primary blocker at this point. But when we hit level, level 9 is it? We'll get +1 all stats for the second time. And it was a level that our last character totally attained, so we probably don't need to put a lot of work into intelligence. It'll be fine. Let's focus on our strength and our agility. I'm going to go for strength. We're going to end up in aggressive stance, eventually, probably. We're just going to dramatically increase the amount of damage we deal in melee combat and let the damage we deal in ranged combat be managed by getting better guns, right? Something chirps. Uh-oh. Might be an automated turret over there to the right. There's definitely gunfire going on. So I hit the musket and killed it, and it did not leave ammo behind. Aha! But for some reason there's a bunch of ammo right here. So there's absolutely another turret somewhere firing at something. Okay, turrets are a real good thing to kill. A bent metal sheet. And I saw that. There he is. I saw that giant centipede. He can't hide from me. So yeah, early on, being able to blow up some turrets real good seems like a smart move. Is this chest giving off sparks? I mean, it must be. Alright, hold on. There's a centipede here. Let me crush this. The way is blocked by a sparking beetle. It doesn't look like a sparking beetle. I mean, can I interact with it? Patty mortal, bring me 5 sets of carbide gauntlets, and I will reward you with enhanced prowess. Yo! You note the location of a beetle demanding 5 sets of carbide gauntlets. Interesting. So, okay. Carbide gauntlets. Where would we even find 5 sets of carbide gauntlets? I totally want to. I would love enhanced prowess. I don't even know what we're talking about here. I'm getting kind of murdered, so I'm going to shoot this thing. So it seems like there's a lot of centipedes around, and there's also this mine layer. Ooh. That's a high explosive miner. We should probably... yeah, make sure that thing doesn't live too long. Because high explosive mines seem dangerous. Reload. I don't really want to fight the centipedes in melee combat. Okay. We need to get an eye over here. We need to see if there's a nest. My guess is there's a nest. And if there is a nest, first of all, we must clear it out for survival reasons. And secondly, killing it will be real good XP, right? Check out the kickback. It's working. Alright, if there's a nest, it's up there. I bet. Somewhere around here? Maybe it was just a lot of centipedes? Every time I reload, we immediately get attacked by a new enemy. Having a hard time moving around here with all the slime. Yeah, maybe there's no nest. Maybe it was just that many giant centipedes. Okay, well, I never killed that other mine layer, so it might still be around. And if it is around, we should definitely kill it. Because, you know, mines. Like that one, much like that one. The good news is, it has left us a trail. The bad news is, everything else about the floor being covered with mines. I feel like this character is basically competent, though. Seems to be doing a fine job. Yeah, once again, quintuple penetration. Okay, free copper nugget. Cool. Also, we should have relatively few carry limit problems with this character, I think. Very strong. Lots of carrying ability. I kind of want to... oh, I wonder if the Equimaxes killed it, perhaps, because it seems like there are not that many of them around. Alright, well, I don't know where it went, so I guess we're just going to ignore it and look for the stairs. Whoa. Something... oh, somebody stepped on a bulb. Oh, it was an Equimax. Never mind. I was hoping it was the miner. So there's lots of blood and lots of gross water. I can't wait until we have a real solution for, ow. Stupid plant. Until we have a real solution for light, like a floating glow sphere or something, so that we can actually equip our shield. Oh, right, worm. That worm is like an actual real enemy. Well, fortunately, the glow crow doesn't seem to care for it very much. Had a little bit of an assist there. Also, damn ivory. And an indication that we might be surrounded by giant terrifying spiders, maybe even the electro kind. Oh hey, it's a guy. Greetings, friend. Okay, you have no things of interest. Well, at least he'll help us fight spiders. We have a vested community interest in this area not being filled with giant hostile spiders. I stepped on young ivory. There's not really a perception stat, is there? Like I don't know if there's a thing I could be doing that would make us more likely to reveal those before stepping on them. But it sure would be nice if I didn't have to worry about that nonsense. They do a fair amount of damage too. That one hit us for 5. It is just quiet and empty here. And I guess in a lot of senses, quiet is nice. But I am sort of looking for ways to get into trouble. You know, I have a lot of level ups to earn. Also, unfortunately, we really have to get close to the stairs before we can see them. Hey, that's a huge bear. Well, don't really have... I mean, we have skill points. Hold on. I'm just going to shoot the bear. I was going to try to get a little bit of space here, but we can shoot the bear and rely on kickback, probably. Yeah, we keep knocking it back, and then it has to step toward us again, and then it's my turn again, and I get to shoot it and kick it back. Okay, skills. We have 440 skill points now. Probably worth picking some stuff up. So, what is most important? Obviously, shield skills are reduced importance until we solve the shield problem. I think I want charge. Charge forward 2 or 3 squares and perform a melee attack at +1 penetration. Yeah, maybe we don't need that desperately, because we are pretty good at dealing with ranged enemies by, you know, shooting them with a big gun. Move 1 square at no action cost is fine. Maybe not an immediate concern. Deft throwing is unlikely to matter. I mean, it'll be good when we have grenades and stuff. So maybe we want to take Longblade. Longblade type skills. You lunge through 1 empty space at an opponent and... Oh, sorry, this does different things in different stances. So in aggressive stance, you lunge through an empty space and attack at +2 penetration. In defensive stance, you make an attack and then lunge backward to get you some shooting range, which is definitely cool. It's neat that those are both on the same skill. A swipe, you make an attack against all adjacent opponents, or in defensive stance, push all adjacent creatures back and attempt to trip the ones that are opponents. That's interesting. And dueling stance only requires 17 intelligence, so we could just take this as well. Lunge in dueling stance makes an attack at +1 penetration that is guaranteed to hit and penetrate. You know, maybe we should just walk around in dueling stance? +2 to hit with your blade. I kind of like it. What does improved dueling stance do again? It takes 21 intelligence, but... Like, again, hitting is so important. Let's take dueling stance. We're going to walk around in smart guy stance for the moment until we could pick up aggressive stance, but I actually really like the way swipe works in dueling stance. Attack an opponent and attempt to disarm them. The attack is guaranteed to hit and penetrate at least once. Like, that seems cool. So let's take that. And then we're going to swap our stance over to dueling mode. Got a long blade in our primary hand, so we are benefiting from the bonus. And now we're a much better killer. Although, also, salt hoppers are a little bit scary. So let's try our new thing here. Let's swipe at him. Attempt to disarm them is probably not going to work, but we do get a guaranteed hit for, yeah, a couple of damage. Like, he does do some meaningful damage himself. Yeah, and our plus hit is not really saving us here. We're getting him, but all right, how about that? How about a kickback and then I critically shoot you for 24 damage? I'm not going to lie, I'm a little disappointed by how that turned out. That was the big test. If you were wondering, hey, why isn't he just shooting that salt hopper? I thought I saw there an opportunity to really test out our new dueling stance, and it did not work the way I was hoping. Okay, taking a lot of damage here. I think we're going to rest. Oh, better stop resting. That's a null worm. Did I just miss? He's like right there. Also, I didn't reload before resting. Pretty dumb. All right. Kickbacks. I think kickback was a very good buy. All right, that time we were able to rest until healed. And now that we understand how the cooking system works a little bit better, we know that when we start to get hungry, we can just make camp real quick and cook and whip up a meal. And we used an once soybean, a once soybean, a declared chameleon horn, and an aniseed. Eat the meal. Nothing particularly interesting happens, but we are sated. We'll probably want to pick up cooking skill at some point, but like... hold on, let me step back here and just make sure we have some space to kick him back into. I did not realize we were going to get to start with a desert rifle. It doesn't tell you on that screen. It tells you what skills you start with, but not what equipment. Maybe you get like a random early game firearm, because you do start with the bows and rifle skill. Ooh, we are going to take his water skin. And maybe we just got super lucky. Desert rifle's a hell of a piece of equipment to have at the beginning of the game. I'm just walking right into the amoebas. Let's use our fancy abilities. So I could swap to aggressive stance, and then I'm going to. Swap to aggressive stance, and then swipe. I hit him pretty good, it looks like. And now we're less accurate, but we hit harder. Alright, so we have a stance dancing thing to do now. We have a little bit more tactical maneuvering that we have to do in combat. It's cool, though. Alright, unfortunately we have no idea what direction the stairs might be in. That's promising, though. Something loud is happening down there. How do we get... How do I get any further south? There we go. Okay, so something wild is occurring. Let's just take a moment and really think about this. Octobasar, I say to myself, give this a moment's consideration, because that bear looks unusual. Why, it's a Barathromite Arcanaut. And this is a space-time vortex. Yep, okay, that makes sense to me as the character to represent that. Images of distant places and times past, present, and future shimmer in the space before you. Strange sounds whose makers inhabit those innumerable vistas stretch through your ears, echoes of an astral continuum. Then over here, of course, you got your gelatinous prism and an addling urchin, both of which would be completely impossible for us to fight. And the Arcanaut is also rated as impossible. So he might be attacking them, or it's hard to... I'm gonna creep closer. What is happening? This is a very strange scene. No, I don't want the young... I want to interact, get cracked lens. Apparently there's a young ivory in my space that I attempted to interact with. Okay, so some slime in the area got sucked into the vortex, and the Arcanaut has been grabbed by the gelatinous prism. Boy, it's hard to know. I shouldn't get too much closer, right? Basically, I just want to, like, look around here and... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What are you? Oh, just a hostile waveform worm. Just an impossible waveform worm. Metameric fresh rings are joined into a line and crammed along a waveform. When one of a trillion per second random fluctuations causes the cosmic fabric to ripple, the worm aligns itself into a pattern of constructive interference and is shunted forward. I am about to shunt myself to the side real good. We're just going to sprint and really run away. Maximum run away. There's a thing happening down there that is fascinating and terrifying, and we're just fully engaged in disengaging from it. There's stuff probably to the east that is going to be less out of my pay grade. That's a super cool thing to be able to just stumble upon happening. I wonder... Boy, I would love to know the whole narrative of the thing that we just saw. I'm just looking for the stairs. If y'all wouldn't mind directing me to the stairs. Greetings, an Arcanaut. Oh, that beetle is angry. I thought, since the beetle was hanging out here next to the Arcanaut, that maybe we were all friends. So it seems like the Arcanaut has no interest in fighting this beetle. But I will fight this beetle. I will kick it back with my powerful legs. Also you. Okay. Anyway, friendly Arcanaut, how's it going, friend? So you have a book and a shaw and a bow. Nothing really interesting, huh? Well, we have 215 rounds. I certainly don't need to buy his ammo. I don't think we need any of his stuff. I guess we could have taken the copper nugget. Oh, God. The moisture is sucked out of your throat. Oh, no. I'm parched. We don't really have that much water, so I should be cautious here. But the thirst thistles are worth a lot of XP, it looks like. That's a really interesting type of enemy. Like, it makes some sense in the like fictive world because thirst is such a big deal here, and then because money is water, an enemy that makes you thirstier, or because water is money rather, an enemy that makes you thirstier has some really interesting mechanical meaning. Why, cat, are you so bright? This chitinous puma is incredibly easy to see. He's like some kind of tiger burning bright in the forests of the night. I am leery of fighting him, but also he might be worth a ton of XP. Hey, I just had a thought. Is it possible to throw a lit torch? Light source, torch. No, I want to light the torch. Okay, hold on. Remove. No, you can't. You can't just put a still lit torch into your, Oh, that's my arm, not my hand. That's a shame, because that would be a good idea, right? Use the throwing weapon system to light a torch and then hurl it to create light in a spot that is far away from you. I wonder if you could do it with a glow sphere, since they don't have to be carried around in a lit state. Ooh, what are you? A quillipede. Gross. Like, really gross. We do have sprint available again. I think I'm going to just run from it. We're going to be fast and also be rifled. Ooh, they are fast though, huh? Dear friendly Arcanaut, do you see this big-ass bug over here? Did you maybe want to help me out with this situation? No, he's not really... Not his problem, he says. Well, okay. So I want to move to a position like over here, where if I shoot at this thing and the shot goes wide, I'm not likely to accidentally hit the Arcanaut. I mean, we're getting it. I'm gonna stand and fight. Yeah, a little bit of kickback there. All right, so we continue to gain skill points, and all of a sudden, I have a frog in my throat. Sorry about that. Okay. So we continue to gain skill points. We could start picking up more rifle skills. I am using my rifle a lot. So suppressive fire, wounding fire, and surefire are all slightly out of reach, and that means we might want to just not spend anything here. We could grab improved aggressive stance, just because we are using that as well, because swipe and aggressive stance is pretty good. Alternatively, we could just grab tactics right now so that we have hurdle for free and then not spend anything else so that we can pick up one of the special fire modes for our gun next level. I think that makes sense. So now we don't lose any of our dodge value when sprinting, which is potentially useful. Hey, that's a big ol' worm. Just a normal bloated leech, not trying to harm anyone. Well, it sure didn't harm anyone. So here's the thing. A very wise man once told me that you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So really what we were doing there was we were preserving that maggot's reputation. Or that leech, rather. Are leeches and maggots, they're different. Yes, they're different. What am I talking? Yes, of course they're different. I can't believe I just had that thought where I was like, you know, I realize I'm not sure. Okay, so that's a staircase going up, which is interesting because it's not the staircase we used to get down here. Maybe it goes up into someplace interesting? Smash this amoeba a little bit. We shoot this leech a little bit. He tried to come at me, and he comically slid across the slime into the wall, and I assume some Scooby-Doo sound effects played. Obviously, they weren't reflected from the game, because, you know, copyright, etc. Hanna-Barbera, very litigious. Everybody knows that. There's that plant. If something was shooting at me. Wow, all of a sudden, all of my modifiers and stuff. Not enough to help me shoot a stationary plant with a gun. You know what it is? It's all the Dark Soul. Alright, so we've not been doing a very good job of generating, like, monetary value, but we are gaining levels very rapidly, far, far more rapidly than we did with any of our previous characters. I mean, I guess I'm just going to go up. I'd be leery of trying to go very much deeper, even if we could. I found some yonder brush. Rather than spend its energy growing resilient to trampling, this grass takes a more offensive approach to groundskeeping. Huh, we've never seen any of that before. I'm going to shoot it with a gun. I failed, but I did shoot that mangrove tree behind it. Okay, I'm gonna hack at it with my sword. There we go. Take that, brush. I was kind of curious if we would get XP. We didn't. I have been teleported. I stepped on... Did I step on yonder brush? Is that the way it prevents you from groundskeeping it? Alright, hold on. Let's deal with this quillworm. This quillipede. Terrifying, terrifying name. Oh, right. Bullets in gun. Important for shooting bullets out of gun at people. Yeah, everything down here is worth so much XP, and it's not really all that dangerous. Apparently, this is how fast you're supposed to level up. This is what it's supposed to look like when you're kind of okay at it. Spending multiple levels, or multiple episodes at level 2. So yeah, I think what happened there is I stepped on the yonder brush. Let's have a quick look. Oh, that's big ice frog. Big ol' ice frog. The ice frog jumps, is what the message in our combat log says. Nothing more informative than that. It hopped. Oh no. Man, this rifle. Okay, there's some stink clouds there. A little bit of the old fungicide. And yes, that was in fact yonder brush that we stepped on. Why is there fungicide here? Something. Yep, something produced. I was going to say there must be something intelligent in this area. Perhaps a novice of the Sightless Way. And also a mine. I'm assuming I'm going to be told that that's a puzzling artifact. Well, we're going to not find out what kind of artifact it is. Actually, I guess there's no chance of setting it off by examining it, right? It's only if we attempt to disarm it. Okay, it's a fungicide. So there was fungicide because there is a fungicide miner somewhere. That is, and by somewhere I mean right there. Did y'all see that? Where'd it go? And it's dropping fungicide mines, or at least it was, and now here, me and this trash monk are hunting it through the dark. How's it going, friend? He has nothing interesting. Maybe he killed it. That's a shame. I was hoping I would get to kill it. I love murder. Albino ape. Very tough dude. Totally neutral. Albino ape. My friend, would you like to trade? He has nothing to trade. He has nothing to say to me. I know what I did. This little subterranean jungle area has been very strange. It's been a big weird thing. So I think my plan right now is let's try to find the way out, and then we'll stop the episode once we get back to the surface and we can take Octobisar's journey in some more meaningful directions as of the next episode. I really appreciate that there are off-stat advancements for the weapons. Like, I think a lot of games would be like, well, rifle shooting is an agility thing, so we're going to make all the skills have to do with, or all of the abilities that you can pick up be locked off by different amounts of agility. But it's really cool to have stuff like a strength-based ability to push enemies back away from you, or the intelligence stance when sword fighting. Partially because it's just neat, and partially because it enables different kinds of builds, different kinds of characters to dip into a little bit of sword fighting or a little bit of shooting skill for different reasons. Is this graffitied? It is. The surface of this object has been scribbled on. It reads, gear, space hyphen, gear space hyphen, truer words never spoken. I stepped into that web on purpose. I looked right at it, and I was like, huh, that'll be a good idea. Let's engage in a quick swipe. We're in aggressive stance right now. So we did not kill anything. But I wounded things, probably. The miner's getting away. Or he thinks he's getting away. What kind of miner is he? An oily normality gas miner. Okay, so we're not afraid of normality gas. That's a kind of gas that is fine. I don't know where he went. Just disappeared. Also, we're down to 10 drams of fresh water. It's all these damn thirst plants. I'm starting to get a little concerned about that. We need to make it back to town. We have some stuff we could sell. It's just a matter of getting there. Or, I suppose, meeting another trash monk or something. We could just trade somebody something for water. Speaking of, friend, let us trade. I have for you these things that I'm not going to have any use for quite some time. And also a copper nugget that I found. 12 drams of water? Awesome. Okay. Very helpful. Yeah, it's important to remember that last character ran out of uses basically for like trade value pretty quickly. This character still needs to secure a source of drinking water. I am fleeing from a dreadroot. I was going to say, I didn't key in those motions. I didn't make our character move, but I was spooked by a dreadroot so bad that our character ran involuntarily. For a moment there, I thought maybe my keyboard was having a problem. It has been having a problem occasionally lately. Alright. We are absolutely crushing it. I would like so much... we're being shot at. Hold on a second. Yep, lead slugs. I mean, it's not me that's being shot at. It's everything. I'm just part of everything. Okay, reload. So there's a turret somewhere over here. Oh, or maybe not a turret. Maybe a crazed man with a gun, an Issachari rifler. With a desert rifle. Well, my friend, you have made a huge error. You really fucked up. I mean, we should just take all this stuff, right? I'm nowhere near my carry limit. Oh, wait. Where'd that centipede go? There he is. Very stealthy. I'm gonna kill him with a sword. There we go. Now we'll reload. Stuff is happening. Hey there, Hermit. We're oh, Jesus. I was about to say, we're basically cool, right? Let's just shoot ourselves some centipedes, and we'll have a fun conversation later. Presently. Okay, I'm starting to get a little concerned. This might be a good time for a swipe. I wanted to make sure we did that well while the Hermit was not adjacent to us because I did not want him to become hostile, but apparently he has strong feelings about me doing the thing I'm doing right now. So, I think what we might want to do is swap stances. Maybe dueling stance, and maybe defensive stance for right now, because we're not going to be doing a lot of what do you call it? Swinging our sword. We're going to be mostly doing rifle work. And then I think I'm going to sprint. Get ourselves a little bit of distance. Reload gun. More distance. Fire gun. Fire gun badly. Worst kind of fire gun. Fire gun well is so much better. This Hermit is so tough. What in the hell? Trash Monk. Trash Monk, are you mad at me? Trash Monk's mad at me. What did I do? I don't understand why everybody's so... I must have missed and hit him at some point. God, we're not even penetrating his armor on every shot. He's fine, in fact. Okay. So, dueling stance. I'm gonna swipe at this... Okay. I forgot to switch to dueling swipe. I hit swipe while we were still in aggressive stance. Oh, no, wait. What stance am I in? Did I put myself in defensive stance? I did. So I did defensive swipe. Which is what again? All adjacent creatures pushed back. Okay. That was a good idea, actually. Well, it wasn't an idea, but it was a thing that I did. That it's good that I did it, probably. God, we are getting Surrounded very badly. Try to kill off some of these centipedes. Yeah, we are routinely failing to penetrate the Hermit's armor. He's getting shot in the back as well, though. Alright, reload, gun. Okay. I think we cleared that all up. Take all this stuff because we can afford to carry it. Okay, this guy had some interesting things. Cracked lens, a copper nugget. It's interesting how they are carrying around an infinite amount of water unless you kill them, in which case they don't have any water on them. So we have ourselves a second desert rifle. This shortbow has something engraved on it. Acting against the persecution of antelopes, Medukt led an army to the gates of Kamrakesh. He sacked Kamrakesh and persecuted its citizens, forcing them to change its name to Meduktplatz. Okay, well, Sultan Medukt I. A line of sultans that we were not previously familiar with. Ow! Giant centipede out of nowhere. I know that they have to make it clear to you that kickback is happening, and since the way kickback usually manifests is that you hit a guy, it moves him backward, and then he immediately moves forward again, so if they don't make something like pretty obvious happen, you're not going to know that the ability worked. But I do think that the way they chose to display it is way grandiose for what it is. Alright, I'm going to just keep shooting. Mostly they die in a single hit, so... Okay. There it is. Centipede nest. Be gone. 250 XP. Also, spider. Be gone. Rest. Slime. Be gone. Rest. Okay. Everything's fine. That got a little harsh. We were just shot at. There we go. It's over here somewhere. There he is. You gotta take those nests pretty seriously. I'm hoping... Dreadroot panicked me into a web. That's actually pretty smart for the spiders in the environment to build their webs next to Dreadroots. Because that kind of thing is going to happen all the time, right? Okay, we found the way out. We have located the initial stairs. Please die. We are successfully kicking this giant amoeba backwards, but we haven't hit him once. There we go. I'm not even, like, worried about the ammunition. It's just... Ow. Stupid ivory. Wait. These are the stairs I want. Yeah, not the ones over there. Alright, let's kill this guy off real quick. Alright, we made a lot of XP here. Actually, hold on. We're gonna, real quick, we're gonna find one or two more things to kill, because we're actually really close to another level up. I would love one more level up. It just feels right to level up right before ending the episode, you know? We're close. We're only getting 12 XP per dead amoeba now, which is definitely changing some things. It's probably because we've gained 7 levels while we were in here. I am pursuing this level up. I will not shoot a dog, though. Ooh, is that one of those ray cats? Interesting. We're just going to be friendly with the ray cat. There's no reason to kill a ray cat. Oh, it's fighting that dog. I'll save you, dog. Nope, dog saved himself. I would gladly have leapt in there. Well, we should probably take advantage of this fire and just cook something real fast. A flake of shale, a boar tooth, and a nip of declared seed spit. Oh, and also a flake of shale. Why wouldn't you just eat a bunch of shale, obviously? We got a sleeping farmer, who I could shoot, I suppose. Uh-oh. That might have been a level up. Something over here is doing combat. 12 XP. We're so close, you guys. It was one of these damn bulbs. I mean, I'm assuming that chameleon's hostile, right? Yeah. There we go. Level 9. 1 attribute point, 102 skill points. It's a frabjous day. There's no two ways about that. So let's go ahead and get back upstairs and have a last look at our stats and stuff. I think this is a thing we should do before we end the episode. This episode got super long because it's really easy to just play this game compulsively. It's very good. So 25 strength. 25 agility is significant for all of those things. 25 strength is not significant except that it's on the way to unguard, which gives you 10 consecutive swipes if you want it, which seems pretty fun. We actually have all the strength that's necessary for everything we could ever learn to do with our shield, although willpower is needed for shield wall. Again, I really like these off-stat abilities. These are really cool. There is acrobatics to think about. You get swift reflexes and tumble and stuff. But that's really an agility thing. It's kind of looking like the only reason to push our strength right now would be to build toward the 29 needed for unguard, and maybe we're better off just putting points into agility. It'll change our agility modifier. So that's our hit chance, and there's a whole lot of good reasons to increase our agility modifier. 29, though. We have to get to 29 strength, or 29 agility, I suppose. That would enable Ultra Fire. Shot combines the effects of all other fire powers you have. That does seem pretty neat. I'm going to take it as agility. Well, hold on. Strength is also damage, in addition to it being a thing of our chance to, our skill stuff. It also just makes me deal more damage in melee, right? So that's probably worth thinking about. Is there any other reason that I might want to go to strength? And we don't necessarily have to stick with long blades. We'd already have the long blade skills invested in a little bit. So tactful, when you begin the water ritual with a new creature, you get more reputation. We're pushing up to 19 intelligence the slow way right now. Endurance we'd want to be tougher. Natural armor value improves to 1, that's pretty cool. Sprint for an additional 10 turns. Man, there are so many things to spend skill points on. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't spend all my stuff now and then just be ready to go at the beginning of the next episode. Maybe this is an opportunity for me to stop and think about where this character is really going, and then come back next time tomorrow with a plan for you all. So I think that's where we're at. That's going to be the end of this super extremely long episode. Thank you all so much for sticking with me. Come back next time tomorrow, when our character, whose name I totally remember, it's Octabasar, and I knew that off the top of my head, when Octabasar finally decides on a direction in life. And we'll see you then.